Hi wrestling fans, thanks for clicking the Dreaded Heroes report. Former WWE and TNA talent Shelly Martinez posted a video on YouTube saying she's breaking up with wrestling business. She says she had a panic attack last Friday at Wrestle Reunion Convention in Los Angeles and compares it to the experience of being a high school girl and her high school boyfriend who physically and mentally abused her to the point where she is now traumatized. She vows never to let anyone abuse her again like that, and with the exception of Batista a few years ago, which reportedly triggered her departure from WWE, hadn't felt that way until last weekend. Of course, if she gets back into the adult business, and we know women don't get abused in adult videos, we know that. You may end up with a sore throat, but anyway, Matt Hardy wants Dixie, believe it or not, to bring in Lita to TNA. I don't know what his motives is behind that. Or do we? Alright, Jerry the King Lawler, Million Dollar Man, Ted DiBiase, Scotty 2 Hottie, the Hurricane, Bushwhacker Luke, and Robbie McAllister of the Highlanders are going to be appearing at Ultimate Championship Wrestling in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada, April 28th this year. Alright, Model House Talent has announced a bodybuilders division coming up. I don't know what Model House Talent is, but anyway, they got a new division, and that former WWE Women's Champion Chyna has signed on as a talent. Alberto Del Rio versus Kofi Kingston in singles matches is possible for WWE's Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. We'll see. Also, former world champion Lex Luger is reportedly in talks with WWE for an appearance at WrestleMania 27 in Atlanta this year. No word really what Luger will be doing there, but could be a Hall of Fame induction. Could be, I'm not sure who they haven't mentioned the other Hall of Famers yet, but he could be doing the inducting. Could be going into the Hall of Fame. All right, according to Super Luchas, one of the reasons Mystico was interested in joining WWE right now, and he sees the push that they're giving Alberto Del Rio. Mystico said that he wishes he would have signed with WWE, and when he had a chance back in 2007, Mystico said he wants to make a name for himself in the WWE, and who doesn't? James Storm, by the way, reportedly pulled a groin muscle during TNA's recent live event in Dublin, but did not miss any action from the ring. Former TNA star Cody Deaner, he was kind of a silly guy. Anyway, he's going to be making an appearance at the Classic Championship Wrestling Show, Tillsonburg, Ontario, Canada, May 6th. February 6th. Hope you guys got through all this 30-state storm that just went through. Man, we had a lot of ice. Alright, noted before, Christopher Daniels, he's returning, by the way, to TNA as Suicide again. Daniels still under contract with Ring of Honor, though, but both sides have agreed to work a deal out where Daniels is allowed to work TV and live events for TNA as long as he wears the Suicide mask. Daniels will be working for both companies for the time being. They always did work pretty much hand in hand. TNA wants Daniels back as a part of their plan to refocus on the X division in hopes of building it back in time for the Destination X pay-per-view this summer. As noted before, January 31st episode of WWE Raw scored a 3.48 cable rating with about 5,030,000 viewers. This was the most viewers for Raw since March 29th of 2010, the night after WrestleMania when Shawn Michaels gave his farewell speech. This was also the highest rated episode of Raw since August 30th, 2010, and that was the 900th episode special. Alright, if you want to keep track of who brings in viewers and who don't, here we go. This week's show opened strong with a 3.81 quarter rating. And the segment broke down to Santino Marella and Kozlov taking on Nexus. They lost 480,000 viewers. Very bad for this point of the show. Anyway, Randy Orton punt kicking Husky Harris, and the confrontation between DiBiase and Lawler gained 337,000, so they kind of came back about half. Brian Daniels and my fault, not Brian Danielson. There is no such person. It's Daniel Bryan. And Tyson Kidd lost about 300,000 viewers, where Edge versus The Miz gained about 220,000 viewers at the 10 o'clock segment. And this is better than last week's Edge versus Miz at 10 o'clock because it was still kind of low at 10 o'clock. Anyway, Eve Torres and Natalia LeCool and Usos, Mark Henry and a Great Khali Dance-Off lost about 130,000. Previews of the Chaperone and Triple H lost 172,000. That wasn't even wrestling. While Raw Rumble main event gained 1,190,000 viewers. And believe it or not, they did a 4.40 final quarter-hour rating. This is the first time Raw in the overruns rated over 4 quite a while. All right. Oh, there should be some big-time specials coming up because I think ratings week starts, or ratings month for February starts. It was either yesterday or today. It's going to be going on for 4 weeks. So the specials are going to be coming. Kevin Nash took on to the Twitter to defend his recent praise for WWE and some advice for Dixie. He wrote the following: "My first priority is WWE. Whatever they need, whatever they want me to do, I will." Oh, I wish Kelly would tell me that. Anyway, Vince brought me back. Boston crowd showed me the love, and I bleed WWE. I don't do that. Anyway, I'm not kissing Vince's ass, though. He says I'm thanking him for letting me go out of my way, for him going out of his way to make me feel, feel good. Ever had a dream come true? I just did. When WCW took over WWE for a short time, we did. It's BC Ted Turner. Oh, paid huge dollars for talent. Want to put TNA on the map? Mrs. Carter, set aside $50 million. Start with Cena. Work backwards. Don't walk into the Mercedes showroom and ask for a new AMG S63 I can buy for $20,000. He's trying to help her out, I guess. Of course, if you had money, you'd really do well. Anyway, Kevin scheduled to appear at Dreamway Wrestling Internet pay-per-view this Saturday in LaSalle, Illinois, at Knights of Columbus. He had some extra, or already had some pre-books. It was noted on Psycho Sid Vicious's MySpace that former world champion is considering retirement. Sid, who recently was arrested on drug charges, has been working independent shows as of late and still interested in one final run with WWE. He is also training for an upcoming bodybuilding contest, his second. Now, they were getting ready to have him come back to WWE, and they give him a test, and they give Nash a test that night before he went to the Royal Rumble physical. And they did that with, they started to do it with Sid, and he was asked backstage, would you pass the test? And he said no. So he didn't come back. WWE finally added Alex Riley to the Raw roster while Paul Bearer and Joey Mercury had been removed from the SmackDown roster. Last word, Mercury is helping out WWE developmental, and Bearer's written off of TV in Kane's feud with Edge because he landed flatter than a pancake. No, he can't get flatter than a pancake. Whew. Big boy. There's very limited tickets, by the way, for WWE's Hall of Fame in Atlanta during WrestleMania 27 weekend, so hurry! THQ had WWE All-Stars set up backstage in the locker room at Sunday's Royal Rumble pay-per-view so the WWE talent and officials could try out the game for any of the gamers. Probably a lot of them with spare time on their hands. Pre-sale for WWE SmackDown Live event, Lansing, Michigan on March 27th, if you're up that way, begins this morning. The code is WWE1. Get you a little closer tickets, maybe. Main event for that show is supposed to be Edge taking on Del Rio versus Rey Mysterio versus Wade Barrett in a four-way. Oh, not out of time. I got some news on Stacy Keibler, but I'll just keep it for tomorrow. Keep you hanging. Thank you guys and all you old subbers. Thanks. I gotta go.